Welcome back. Pressure is mounting on Google to restore Univision to YouTube television after it dropped the channel and its local affiliates from its streaming package last week over contract disputes, it says. Univision CEO Daniel Alegre calling Google's decision tone-deaf and egregious, calling on the technology giant to, quote, do the right thing. President Trump even weighed in over the weekend, writing on Truth Social, I hope Univision, a great and very popular Hispanic network, can get back onto the very amazing Google and YouTube. It has been taken out of their package, which is very bad for Republicans in the upcoming midterms. They were so good to me with their highest rated ever political special, and I set a Republican record in Hispanic voting. Google, for the purpose of fairness, please let Univision back, writes the president. Joining me now is TelevisaUnivision CEO Daniel Alegre. Daniel, great to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. What happened?
Well, we got the unfortunate news about 2.5 weeks ago from Google's YouTube TV that they had decided that they were going to drop us from their general market package. And they were essentially going to impose a Hispanic tax for Hispanics to access the news and information that they rely on from us, which we are the largest Spanish network. You know, essentially what the message that they've been sending to the Hispanic community is, going forward, if you want to access the news that is so important to you, you're going to have to pay a la carte and pay extra, which we fundamentally believe and are standing against. That is unfair and not the right thing to do.
Did they give you a reason for taking your network off the package?
The rationale that they gave is a very technology company answer, Maria, which is the usage wasn't there. But you know how tech companies who control an algorithm, they can actually twist the data to show whichever way they want what usage is or what usage is not. The facts are very clear. About 9% of the YouTube TV subscribers are Spanish speakers, and Spanish speakers come to Univision for their content. You know, Hispanics love soccer. 3/4 of all soccer that is broadcast on primetime is on Univision. So for Google to say that Hispanics are not tuning into YouTube TV to watch our content or tuning into our news broadcast, which is the #1 news broadcast for Hispanics in most major large cities, and actually even the #1 news rated for all languages in Los Angeles and Houston, the data doesn't add up.
So I don't understand. I mean, is this political? Is this a money issue? What do you think it is?
Honestly, it's a head scratcher for me, and this is why we've been so vocal about it. And you look at on both sides of the aisle, people are standing up and saying this is the wrong thing to do. This is happening right in the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month, something that was actually made into law by President Reagan. The Hispanic audience is speaking en masse, and on both sides of the aisle, people are standing up, as President Trump, and thank you, President Trump, for leaning in on Truth Social over the weekend. He understands how important the Hispanic market is and how important this audience is, and I appreciate that he stood up for Hispanics.
And the audience and the community has been standing up for President Trump. I mean, you know, President Trump wrote about that support that he got from the Latino community, and he's hoping for that in next year's midterm elections as well, after the historic numbers with that voting bloc last year. I want to get your take on this New York Times Siena poll, because this is a head-scratcher to me. It shows 57% of Hispanic voters disapprove of President Trump's job in office. Daniel, is this true? What are you hearing from your viewers?
Look, what we've known for a number of years now is that the Hispanic vote is no longer a party vote. They fundamentally care about the issues. And President Trump recognized it in the 2024 election, and he showed up on our network and did a fantastic interview in 2023. We were the only network to host town halls with both candidates, and President Trump obviously was connecting very well with our community. And if you speak to Hispanics, stand up for what really is important to them, you can win their vote. And that's really what's happening. It's no longer a party vote, it's an issues vote, and President Trump with actions like he did over the weekend on Truth Social, is really standing up for what really matters to Hispanics, and that will pay off in the election.
Yeah, which is why, Liz Peek, I don't understand this poll. I'm not sure I believe it. What about you?
I'm not sure I believe it either, Maria, but I think Daniel's being very polite. We know that Google constantly weighs in ways that are disadvantageous to Republicans. If President Trump was successful on his network, as he says he was, and it appears he was, I think it's completely plausible that Google has booted it from YouTube for exactly that reason. I'm sorry, I am totally skeptical of Google. 100% don't believe them.
By the way, Daniel, they admitted it the other day that they were told during the Biden administration to cancel people, to take down posts. They admitted it. Twitter admitted it. Elon Musk told us about the Twitter files. We know what's taking place here.
Yeah, look, this is why you're hearing it from actually so many areas: Attorney General of Virginia, of Georgia, of Texas, senators and congressional leaders, Hispanic leaders are all speaking up en masse. Actually, just data that we received just last night shows that about 2/3 of Hispanics think that the actions from Google on YouTube TV are discriminatory against Hispanics. It's you started the segment talking about the tone deafness. This is tone deaf. Please.
Let me just jump in 1 second. It
Go ahead,
seems to
Kenny.
me that it's two things, right? It's a financial issue because they're trying to get you to pay more money in a separate package. But it's also, it feels to me like it's censorship. They're trying to take you out of the conversation
That's what I think.
because you were so successful. Trump was so successful with the Hispanic community. So if they take you out and they make you pay for it, people aren't going to pay for it. It takes you out of the conversation.
Look, what we care about at TelevisaUnivision is to ensure that we have unfettered access to information.
Right.
We're actually hosting a town hall with Jack Ciattarelli and Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey today and tomorrow. And you know what? Subscribers of YouTube TV are going to hear nothing about that. That is fundamentally flawed. And if you see the data, the economic data that and the economic questions that YouTube is making, 9% of their subscribers are Hispanic. They're making over $800 million off Spanish speakers on YouTube TV. To say that they don't cherish our content and connect with our content, that's the algorithm speaking. It's not the facts.
Right.
Well, that's a very important analysis there, Daniel. We will continue to keep a spotlight on it for sure. We are against such censorship. Thank you so much. Daniel Alegre joining us this morning. Thank you, sir.